Hi, I'm Robbie Swift. Congratulations on buying your new NeilPryde wave sail. I'm here to show you how to rig it up safely and carefully so that you don't break it when you're rigging it. And I'm going to show you some tuning tips to show you the best way to get the most out of your sail so you can have the most fun with it once you're on the water. First and most importantly, you want to choose a nice area where you've got space to rig up and there's nothing sharp on the ground. Grass like this is nice in Hawaii, but there's not always grass, but sand, you know, is good. And pebbles, just make sure there's nothing sharp on the floor where you're going to roll your sail out. Unzip the bag. Okay, the NeilPryde sails come with a little tag here and an elastic to keep them nice and tightly rolled up. Unclip that and then make sure there's nothing on the floor and roll the sail out downwind away from you. Make sure the sail's all the way rolled out. Now it's very important when you're going to put your mast together that you make sure it's all the way together. We're going to check that it's all the way together once it's rigged up again, but it should be flush here. That's very important, otherwise you can damage your mast when you go out sailing. You come to the bottom of the sail, start threading the mast in the bottom. When the mast gets up to the middle there, you'll see that there's a nice opening there. There's a little piece of plastic in there that keeps the sail open and makes it easier for you to push the mast up inside. There's a little loop here that you can hold on to while you're pushing it in, but don't push it too far from here. You can walk up to the middle of the sail and push the rest of the way in from the middle of the sail. Then it's important to walk to the end of the sail and make sure that this little end cap is in here. There's a little cone that goes inside a little dip in the top of the mast, and make sure that's in there, otherwise the mast can pop out when you downhaul it or when you're sailing. Okay, all the NeilPryde sails come with the settings written quite clearly on the sail. It'll tell you what length luff you need, what length extension you need and what length boom you need. So this one's 14 centimeters. You adjust the extension like so. Put the little rubber bit back on. Slide the extension into the mast. Then you can fold up this tack fairing to get good access to the pulleys. And then you can start threading the rope. It's very easy to thread the rope correctly. There are little numbers on the extension, 1, 2, and then the cleat. And you just start from the outside and work your way inwards. Once you thread the rope into the cleat, you pull on a little bit of downhaul, enough so that you'll be able to get the boom on. And then for the boom, just like with the extension, the settings are on the bottom of the sail. So you open it up like this with these little levers. You can slide it in and out. Then you push it back down on the setting that you need. Slide the boom up from the bottom of the sail. You can open the boom like this, unloop the rope. If you've got one of these 2014 NeilPryde booms, they have a little adapter here. And this adapter lets you use it with a skinny mast or a regular mast. And obviously this is a wave sail, so it's got a skinny mast. You just clip it into place. You put the tongue over the mast, and then the rope around the tongue, and clamp the boom shut, like so. These NeilPryde booms have a little stainless steel tongue here that you can loop the rope over. You just push it down through the eyelet, loop it around the tongue, and then you can pull the rope very easily. And you pull a decent amount of outhaul on there. You can tie a little bowline here because it'll help you to downhaul the sail properly. And this is when you pull the correct amount of tension on the sail, just to what it says on the settings, and make sure that the sail's nice and floppy at the top. Fold the rope up nice and neatly like this, and you can fit it up inside the extension if you've got an MXT extension. If you've got a UXT extension, then you'll have to wrap it around. Fold the tack fairing down. There's a little bit of writing here with a little arrow that says mast joint, and that's where the joint should be if you're using the correct size mast. Make sure you check that before you go sailing, because you don't want to go out sailing with that mast open. It can very easily break the mast and break the sail as well and be dangerous for you, so make sure you check it. When you have a new sail, or when the sail stretches a little bit, you might need to put a little bit more tension on the battens. As you can see, the battens are a bit crinkly here, so you can open the bat cam very easily by sliding your fingers underneath and popping it up. Give it a couple of twists and then push it back down again and get all the wrinkles out. Especially these bottom battens, the top ones are not quite so critical, but you definitely want to have all the wrinkles out of the bottom battens. As you can see, the sail, it's floppy to about 2/3 of the way in to the top panel that you can see there. That's about the correct downhaul. It's important to go and try different downhaul settings when you first get your sail. I wouldn't vary it too much from what it says on the bottom, but maybe 1 or 2 centimeters either way, just to get the perfect amount of downhaul. And then I wouldn't really change the downhaul depending on the conditions. I'd always put the same amount of downhaul on and just adjust the power with the outhaul. Again, like what it says on the bottom of the sail, for me, I like to push here, and if I can just about touch the boom, that's when I think it feels pretty good. But then I obviously sail it on the water as well, and I'd like to be able to see the sail just touching the boom a tiny bit in the biggest gust when you're going over the chop, but certainly not folding over the boom the whole time. Okay, de-rigging the sail, again, you want to be in a nice area where there's nothing around that's going to rip the sail. It's pretty much exactly the opposite of rigging the sail up. You undo the rope from the cleat here, let it off, and then you just have to unloop the rope from the little tongue and pull the rope out. Walk around to the head of the boom, unclip it, and fold the boom down. That gets it off. I always shut this tongue as well, and keep it shut so that it doesn't break off while I'm traveling. Then you fold the tack fairing up at the bottom to get access to the pulleys. Pull the rope out, and you put your foot on and pull the rope up and let all the downhaul off. Nice and easily like that. And pull out the extension. All the NeilPryde sails have this little screwdriver hole at the top of the sail here. You can fish out this little loop and you can put the screwdriver in. You push it down into the ground like so, and that will just help you to pull the mast out without folding the sail up. You can twist the mast, pull it out gently like this. You can see there are no crinkles in the sail at all, and it's ready to roll up. It's important to roll the sail up nice and tightly so that you don't have any chance of getting it damaged while you're traveling. You start from the top here and you roll over the head cap nice and tightly, and then you roll down in line with every batten, and just make sure that the sail comes parallel with the batten every time you're getting to a new batten. You should be able to get all the way to the bottom here with the sail nice and tight, and then you just pull out the little elastic and wrap it around the NeilPryde tag, and it's ready to go in the bag. It's important to keep the sail in the bag all the time. It's nice protection for the sail. So put it away like that and then zip her up.